My name is Kostis Kapellonis. I work for CodePress as a developer advocate, which is a bit of everything. I do some technical writing, some webinars, some blog posts, some development. We are using Instruct for our certification course, which is a course focused on GitOps and how you do GitOps with Argo CD. We are using Instruct for the dynamic environments inside the certification course. We tried to find something that had the idea of environments that are created on demand, and we had to search for a solution that had this. I did the certification with my colleague Hannah Sellingson, and she did the research. She found Instruct, and then she told me this is a great idea, and I agreed, and this is how we found it. So for our certification, we wanted the students to have like an easy way of starting the certification without setting anything up. We didn't want to say to the students, install this in your laptop. So we wanted a way to launch everything in the browser, and Instruct does exactly this. You open a browser, you get an environment for you right there with all the tabs that you need, and then you can start working. And after you finish the certification, the environment is destroyed, and the student doesn't need to do anything else. So mainly for simplicity. So for the certification, we are already using a learning platform that provides the main environment, which are the instructions, the theory, all the lessons. But where there is an exercise, we are implementing Instruct as an iframe, which is included in the environment. It's completely transparent to the end user. Most of the students don't understand that they are using two environments. It's all one single experience. And they can just click a button and Instruct takes over, it creates the environment for them, and they can start working on the exercise. As soon as they finish, they just click the next button, Instruct shuts down, and the next lesson starts. It's very, very simple, and everybody is very, very happy. For us, the biggest thing was simplicity and also the automatic cleanup of environments. We wanted the student to start working on the exercises right away without doing anything in the laptop. We know that some of the students might not have a powerful laptop enough to run all the exercises that we want them. So with Instruct, we could set up an independent environment for every student that is exactly the same. So every student gets what we expect them to get. They can work on it, and after they finish, it's completely discarded. So it's very easy, for us to maintain, because there is nothing to do afterwards. So I would say the dynamic nature of environments was the important factor for us. First of all, documentation. Documentation is very important because there are many products out there that maybe they give you what they need, but they don't explain how you use all the features. So documentation is number one. The second one was simplicity, like how easy it is to work, and we should make sure that it works with all the browsers, all the different platforms that people use, and also how easy it was to integrate it with the learning platform. So, as I said, the experience is completely transparent with the end user. It's a single system, a single browser, a single tab, and it works as it should be. We looked at some choices, but it was very difficult and we abandoned them. We chose Instruct right away. So we split the effort. One of us looked at the theory and the other one looked at the practical exercises and how we could create them. But most of the examples started with Instruct. For me, the best feature is the test function, where automatically and without any human attention, Instruct starts the lesson. It makes the initial environment start up, and then it does all the automated checks to verify that the environment does what you expect it to do. So after it finishes, you have at least some guarantee that the student will also get the experience that you expect. And because this can be fully automated, so you can connect this process to a continuous integration system. If you have a large number of exercises, I think it's important to test them also automatically. So you should keep that feature and expand it some more. So initially, when we started with the certification, we expected maybe 1,000 people or maybe 2,000 people, best case scenario. Right now we have 8,000 people, so this is, we didn't expect this large number, and most of the feedback that we got was very positive, specifically regarding Instruct. A lot of people were very happy about the hands-on exercises. So when you see a large number of users and you also have positive feedback, I think it's important. Lead generation, is one aspect, but also the ability to express some ideas and give some knowledge back to the people. I think it's important. So if you ask, a lot of people, maybe they read something and they will forget it after 5 minutes, but if you force them to do an exercise, they will remember the lesson. And sometimes the theory and the practice are two completely different things. So we wanted to offer the students, both kinds of experience, like first the theory and then also the practice that depends on the theory that they just read. And we don't have a lesson for every major point in the GitHub certification, but for most points you have to understand the theory and then do the exercise in a practical manner in order to understand what the theory says. For us, the idea was to offer not just a simple lesson, but an experience for learning GitOps. And when you learn something, you need to approach it from multiple areas. So theory is one, practice is the other, and also the idea that you can practice something without the fear of breaking something, because some people maybe they are afraid to test something on their own computer or the company system. So getting this dynamic environment in the browser was great for learning something new in a safe environment, let's say. Just use it and never look back. No, it's the way I would design the system. Like, it makes sense. It's very easy to set up, and when I say easy to set up, both the experience of you creating the lesson and the person that is actually trying the lesson that you created, because sometimes the experience for the end user is okay, but until you reach that point you have to do something very complex. Instruct is very easy to use both for content creators and for the content consumers. So the certification has been very, very, very popular, and people are asking when the next part will be out. So right now we are focusing on part 2, but we also have some ideas for customer training for our own customers, or even employee onboarding. There is a company out there that is using our certification for onboarding their new employees, a very big company. I don't want to mention the name. So we got a lot of positive feedback, and some of it was centered around the theory and the general certification. But I would say most of the feedback was about particularly the exercises with Instruct and how easy it was for them to test the theory without installing anything. A lot of people had already tried similar lessons where they had to set up something on their own computer and they found it very disappointing. So they said that this particular certification is above and beyond what they have seen already, and the main reason was the use of dynamic environments with Instruct.